A few of you have alerted me about this story that is coming out of Ohio involving this individual by the name of Casey. Let me make sure I get this right. Casey Christopher Goodson Jr., in which he was killed by the terrorists yet again. Not again as far as him getting shot again, but you know what I mean when I say that. And their claim is that he was waving around a gun. Now, here's the thing. I just did a video about a palm-colored male in Utah who actually had a gun on him and threatened to shoot the cops when they pulled him over, and all they did was go back and forth in a shouting match, and he drove off, and he's now in custody. Not a bruise or scratch on him, and I just did a video about him. And I've done countless other videos about other PC men. Long story short, again, another us versus them society. Now watch, they're going to blow this story up because he's a black man. They say he was waving a gun and now he's dead. They're going to blow this whole thing all the way up. Let's get into it. A candlelight vigil was held for a 23-year-old man on Friday night, which is December the 4th, after he was reportedly shot and killed by terrorists in Columbus, Ohio earlier that day. The People's Justice Project has identified the individual as Casey Christopher Goodson Jr. and posted pictures of the vigil on their official Facebook page. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office has not yet officially identified the man. Local news station ABC6 reports that the CPD are investigating the shooting that happened on Friday afternoon, in which a Franklin County Sheriff's deputy who was working with the U.S. Marshals Southern Ohio Fugitive Task Force shot and killed the man they claim was waving a gun. Now, like I said, it's amazing they'll get on their little protocol whenever they say a black man allegedly waving what they appear to be a gun, even if it is not a gun. But you have all these PC males running around here with actual guns threatening to shoot them, and they don't do a damn thing. The shooting took place on the State Place in Northeast Columbus. Pete Tobin, the U.S. Marshal for the Southern District of Ohio, said the task force had just finished their work in the area when Goodson allegedly drove past them waving a gun. He was seen driving down the street waving a gun, Tobin said, according to the outlet. That's when the deputy at some point after that he confronted him, and it went badly. Police then claimed that during the confrontation, the man exited his car and was shot by the deputy, who has not yet been identified publicly. He was subsequently transported to Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital, where he later died. Now, see what they're going to do is they're going to push this story so much that they're going to bury the other story about the man in Utah, and then they're just going to focus on, oh, he shouldn't have had a gun. What was he thinking? He was stupid. He was dumb. He got what he deserved. You know, the usual talking point. The encounter's details, though, are being disputed by the young man's mother, who said he was returning home from the dentist and was shot 3 times in the back. Police shot him 3 times in the back through the door, said Tamala Payne. She said he was licensed to carry a concealed weapon, doesn't have any warrants, and has never been in trouble in his life. Authorities also said he had nothing to do with the deputy and marshal task force investigation. So it's almost like they now is leaning more towards it's a case of mistaken identity, because, you know, according to them, all black people look alike. What one black person's profile says, all of our profile says. Tobin says he believes law enforcement was justified in using lethal force, but noted that the deputy will be investigated by CPD in the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office. Basically, they're going to investigate themselves and find that the person who shot him was justified in what he did, and they're going to let it go, and they're going to move on and kill their next victim. That's basically what it all reads to me. The same wash, rinse, repeat. Now, notice in the article it said that this guy was licensed to carry. And notice that a lot of black people are licensed to carry a gun. Not every black person has an illegal firearm like they want us to have. There are some black people that actually go through the legit way of getting a gun and are licensed to own. But in their eyes, that still means nothing. This guy's dead. Philando Castile was licensed to carry and conceal. He's dead. The couple that was in Florida, luckily they're still alive, but trying to defend their home, they're locked up. Breonna Taylor, with Kenneth Walker, he was licensed to own that gun, and now she's dead. Are you seeing a pattern here? But that palm-colored male in Utah, while he was licensed to own a gun, at least that's what he said, he was able to get away with about to shoot them. And there's so many other stories that I could go through that literally echo each side that I'm talking about. This guy was only 23. He was young. Still had the rest of his life to live. His mother said he was on his way home from the dentist. Now, how that doesn't make any sense. Like, how are you on your way home from the dentist and you're just caught waving around a gun? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I can see that. I hate to say it, but I predict almost nothing is going to come from this. This is why I'm glad I came across that story about that guy in Utah, because you already know PC going to come out and try to say something about it. And notice that that video has gone semi-viral, but none of them are talking about it. But I bet they'll be talking about this because it lines right up with the narrative that black people are more violent or that we are irresponsible and all types of stuff like that. But they only use this as a case study in multiple stories like it so they could give a reason as to why we should not own a firearm or why the Second Amendment should not apply to us and only apply to them. They keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it never stops. It never ends. It's a cyclical thing for them. They get off on this kind of bad energy. They really do. But I do offer my condolences to this man's family, his mother, friends, associates, anybody who knew him. But I can tell just by how the ending of this story, of how I read, that they're going to do their best to not go too far with this story. They're going to bury this. I can already tell. I'll be legit shocked if they continue forward with it. But with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.